Our governments face a little bit of a dilemma because on the one hand they don't want to over-regulate which would stifle the market and could stifle innovation, but equally there's a public interest at stake here, so some level of regulation will be needed. It's all probably about timing rather than the actual regulation, and so they need to think through that and keep in very, very close contact with industry and exactly where the technology is going and where the consumer demand is taking this as well. A light-handed approach is probably the preference, but equally they can't let it get away. Government needs to recognise its role in safety and in protecting consumers. So at the moment legislation is being gradually introduced as automated technology is being introduced to vehicles, be it the electronic stability control, which we now see in most vehicles, or automatic emergency braking, which is slowly being introduced to vehicles over the last 12 months in the coming years. Again, they've been introduced through the existing set of regulations that we see in Australia. However, the automated features of vehicles, where it's the hands-off features, if you will, haven't been regulated at all, and at the moment it's probably seen as illegal to use those features on our roads unless you're working under some trial conditions, and each state is dealing with that in their own way. Through the trials that are happening here and overseas, a key part of that is to inform the public about the trials. What is the trial about? What's trying to be achieved? What are the successes? What are the failures? So all those aspects need to be brought together and a public education program wrapped around it. And it's not just people in the metropolitan area that need to be engaged. It's people in regional and country areas, because there are applications for driverless vehicles in those areas as well. The applications are different, but the benefits are there as well. So it is all embracing. So that's where state governments, local governments and the federal government need to work together so that the public can get engaged and get confident that the necessary testing has been done, so that when you and I step into one of these vehicles, or we put our kids into one of these vehicles, that we can trust it.